So I'd like to introduce Nate Marsh, one of the teachers at Performance High.
Hello.
Nate, we've known each other for a while and really been starting to work together a lot more recently.
Yeah.
Can you talk about what you do at Performance High?
Yeah, happy to. So I do a few different things at Performance High. The one that you might be most interested in is that I coach some of the adult bands. So right now we have 2 adult bands that meet on Wednesdays that I am coaching, and they started brand new, clean slate at the beginning of 2024, and they're going to be performing at our March 2024 showcase. I'm really enjoying that. I also play bass in all of the showcases for the singers, and I also write the charts and music direct for the showcase as well, which has been super, super fun to get to know all of you and to work more closely with you and the showcase band and everything. So yeah. I love to do it. It's like I kind of think of myself as like a song mechanic sometimes, where I'm just like getting under the hood. How does this song work? What's the song form? How can I explain it clearly in one page in a way that'll be useful for everybody? And so I like to think that's what I bring to Performance High. Is I'm not a vocalist, I'm not a vocal teacher, but I am really, really happy to dive into aspects of musicianship and songcraft and performing live, and often just like how to make something work musically. It doesn't have to be perfect, but like how do we make it work, make it a good show?
Yeah, I also take bass lessons with you, and I just love, like, every lesson has wisdom in it. Like, just you're really good at teaching how to think about music.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a high compliment. I mean, that's how I feel about all of my favorite teachers. So, I'm kind of just like all teachers. I think I'm synthesizing all of the great lessons I've had and trying to pass on all the good stuff. And I also feel like these days it's really valuable to have that interpersonal touch and that wisdom and how to think and meeting somebody where they're at, because there are so many ways to just instantly look up how does something sound, how does it look when somebody plays it, or whatever, and that's just kind of dry information about how something works. But then how to think about it as a human being and how to take it on is where I feel like...
Right, that's the bigger lesson. It's not just learning how to play this song or this sound or this thing. It's what's the context behind the choice of making this sound or playing this note or playing this riff.
Yeah, and I mean, the driving force behind that is that it's fun, it's cool.
Well, you are also very active in the Denver music scene. Can you talk about what you do in music around here?
Of course, yeah. So I am a bassist. I play electric and upright bass, and I also music direct like I do here. I played with tons of different groups in many, many different contexts here in Denver, and even just the larger Denver area. So right now I play in a band called Top Shelf, which is a top 40 corporate wedding type band. We also do some public gigs, and we do like a big variety of every popular song from the last 60 years or so. But I also play with original artists. I do R&B and gospel, and I do rock, and I do indie stuff, and I'm all over the place. But I love it. I love the variety.
Do you have any favorite genres?
Yes, I do. I mean, I was born in 1990, and I started listening to the radio when I was pretty young, about as, like, my older brother got me really into 90s rock. So all my favorite bands growing up were Green Day, Chili Peppers, Foo Fighters, like all of these 90s bands. And so 90s rock is like, my home base, but no pun intended. But but I've fallen in love with so many other types of music, funk and Motown and musical theater and jazz, of course, and the list goes on and on.
So if you are interested in Performance High's group events, Nate is a big part of our showcases and leads some of our bands. So just encourage you to get in touch.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's work on some songs together.